That's why my heart is a beat like do. Cause now you I choose, so I am fair.
So we're going to start with the eyebrows. They are a mess. So I don't really have much eyebrows anyway. I literally have like these tiny bits. So I'm going to use this pencil called Vital, which I get from the hair shop. Just any regular hair shop. And I'm brushing the eyebrows up. So what I'm showing you is kind of what the eyebrows look like. You know, sort of when you first wake up, they're all messy. So you use the end of the brush. The Vital brush comes with a sort of brush at the end. Or you can use a spoolie. And you're just brushing your eyebrows upwards in an upward motion. This allows you to be able to see where the hairs are missing very clearly, which is really good. As you brush it up, it also allows you to see sort of where you're definitely going to do your lines and that kind of thing. So here I'm just doing the eyebrow, the under eyebrow line. So what I try to do for teaching wise is just to say basically from the bottom you draw a line straight up, and then you draw a line, and then you sort of stop 3/4 of the way, and then you draw the line that goes down. Then for the top eyebrow, as you can see, I only start it just a little bit before the arch, so I don't actually start the pencil right at the front. That when you do that, you get that really boxy eyebrow look, it ain't too cute. So yeah, so basically yes, I sort of start it like just before I kind of dip it and do the arch. Once I've done that top line, then I fill in the gap. So I fill in where the hairs are non-existent, and you get an eyebrow like this, which ain't too bad. And then what I do sort of in the front is just to kind of fluff it out a little bit, fill it out a little bit, and I'm kind of using a stroking motion so that I'm not putting too much of the product on my eyebrow, because too dark of an eyebrow, it's so easy to make your eyebrows dark, and you know, you have to be really light-handed with it. In the front, I'm doing sort of strokes, just going up very, very lightly, and I'm only doing them sort of where there's gaps, if that makes sense, just to fill it out a little bit more. That's done. Please, please, please ignore my nails. Like, it's quarantine. Please, I beg you. Please allow me. So yeah, I'm just going to do the second eyebrow now, which is very, very similar. So again, you've got that line going up. It's not similar, it's the same. Duh. So you got the line going up, then the line that goes down, and then the top line starts just before the arch in a curved downward motion and fill in the empty space. And then as you're filling that in, you're very lightly, obviously because it's kind of sped up, so it looks like I might be using a bit of pressure, but I'm actually not. It's really light touch. I'm sort of using my finger to tidy up as well sometimes as I go along. And in the front, remember to do the strokes going up. And there we have it. Eyebrows. What do you guys think? They look pretty natural, right? Like, they don't look overly drawn. Like, spot. Now I'm about to use a concealer, which is an LA Girl Pro Concealer. I think everyone uses this. It's like a staple. And I'm using it in the colour Fawn. What I like to do is use the concealer quite low, sort of between my eyebrow and my eyelid. The reason I do this, I feel like for me, it means that as I work my way up with the concealer, I'm losing some of the product. So then I don't have to do that cleanup that sometimes you have to do with a eyebrow pencil, which could then mess up the line the just absolutely neat line that you've just done. So it's so much easier for me personally. So I kind of start halfway down, and then I kind of use the product. You can probably see it here. Start in the middle, and then I work my way up with the product. And as you start to go up, the product has started to reduce a little bit. It might be a little bit complicated of a method, but it works for me. I just cannot be going back and redoing that line. Like, I work so hard to get that line like dead on. So nah, I ain't got time for that. Sorry, boy. So yeah, this is my eyebrows. Well, with the concealer. The remaining products, I just kind of spread that all over my eyelid. I'm going to use that anyway as kind of a base-ish almost for my eyeshadow. So that's why I don't mind putting it in the middle. So then it kind of covers that whole eyelid space. And then gives you a uniform colour from eyebrow to eyelid. And just forms a nice base for the eyeshadow that's about to start. So what I'm doing here is neatening it up. And as you can see, it's very neat. You can't really see where the... Oh, excuse me, sorry. So yeah, so now I'm about to use my foundation for the top of my eyebrow to conceal the top of my eyebrow. I use MAC Match Master 8.0. And I do a similar method to what I did at the bottom, which is where I sort of start a little bit above and then work my way closer to the eyebrow so I have less product to deal with at the end. Just makes it easier for me. So you can see I'm just a clean sweep there. And using your foundation makes it so much easier because it's the same color as you and it doesn't give you that nasty halo that you can sometimes have after you've done your eyebrows. So it just kind of gives a really natural effect because it's the same foundation you're going to use on the rest of your face anyway. I'm now brushing up the eyebrows, just neatening up and brushing away the foundation. So I want to have a seamless look. This palette that I'm using is called the Revolution Reloaded. It's amazing. That colour that I picked there is what I always use as a transition colour. A transition colour, I like to say a transition colour is like the colour that's meant to bring back, the shade that's bringing back colour into your eyebrow from that sort of lighter concealer. And it kind of helps show the transition from the main eyeshadow color on your lid to your eyebrows, so you don't really have that anti thing where, you know, your eyebrow starts from the pink eyebrow is starting from the eyelid all the way up to the eyebrow. You don't want that. So this is the transition color. This is what stops you from looking like a Nollywood babe. So I'm just keep blending that in. I put quite a bit on because it's quite light, but you can still see it here. It's kind of like a really nice, natural brownie color. And I just keep blending and blending and blending that because I don't want it to look boxy. I'm using the Revolution Neutrals 3 palette. And I'm using this orangey, burnt orangey color over my lid. I kind of just apply it quite like flat, so I just apply quite a bit of the product, quite a lot. I'd like to put a lot on the brush and apply it directly on the eyelid, quite in a boxy fashion. I used a slightly smaller brush to blend out that boxy colour. I then picked a slightly darker shade, almost in between that orangey and the transition colour, so it's like an orangey brown, like a darker burnt orange, and I sort of put that in between, so that blends out from the base colour to the transition colour. I'm not an expert at eyeliner, honestly, but I'm getting there. I keep using different methods, but this one works for me. So yeah, I don't even know how I did this with the phone in my hand. I normally have to like pay a lot of attention to this bit and really concentrate super hard. But ooh, you fly. So yeah, straight line up, about a quarter down that line. I just draw another line to connect it, and then from the corner of my eye, I join that line back up and sort of fill it in. Hope that even makes sense. What I'm doing here is a step that you don't really need to do. I'm just using another eyeshadow just underneath my eyebrow, similar to the concealer colour, just so that I don't have that like producty look. I just want everything to look quite powdered on the eye in terms of eyeshadow. I don't like to use a lot of foundation, so just a few sort of squirts or strokes. I've got about like 5 tiny pumps, and then I just blend that in. I use a brush to do most of my makeup. I've not had a good experience with beauty blenders. Maybe I'm just not that good of a makeup person, but beauty blenders have just not worked for me. So I like to use a brush. I feel like I get a better finish. I don't get any streaks, and I don't need to be there prodding along with a beauty blender for ages trying to make it all blend. I feel like a brush just does what I need to do in the time that I need it to do it. This concealer I'm just obsessed with right now. It's from e.l.f. It's called Hydrating Camo, and it's really yellow, but not in a why's your face yellow way, but it's amazing. The brush I use, I like to spray my brush when I'm doing this with setting spray or water. It really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. I guess it's the same method as if I was using a beauty blender. It just helps it to blend in a bit better. So I like to get it right into the crease of my eyelash line, into the creases of my nose. Sometimes I do my chin, sometimes I don't. It just kind of just depends on how I feel. Sometimes I also do these highlight lines. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I always do my under eye, my nose, and my forehead. Just like a little bit. I then go back in with my foundation brush because it will still kind of like, it's going to have that natural brown colour on the tip of it. And I kind of use that to buff everything out so I can take away all the harsh lines. The clue or the tip to really good makeup is no harsh lines. Like that is, words to live by. No harsh lines. Now I'm using Sacha Buttercup, which I really enjoy. I prefer it to Ben Nye. I hear that Laura Mercier is like the bomb. I just haven't got around to getting it yet, so I will do that. But yeah, this is what I use for now. Oh God, couldn't find my contour palette. My contour kit, just a regular sleek one. That's what I use, but I couldn't find it, so I had to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, which I really don't like, to be honest. And I had to use that to do my contouring, which is just by my cheek, on the sides of my nose, the outline of my forehead, and sometimes I like to do around my jawline as well, just to give you a kind of slimming. This is what I'm doing here. Kind of gives you a slightly slimmer illusion. It's probably not. It's probably all in my head. But I feel like my face looks snatched when I do that. So, okay, maybe not. So now I'm putting that same eyeshadow on the bottom of my bottom lash line. And then applying mascara to top and bottom lashes. This powder that I use is the MAC. Oh, I can't remember. I know it's a popular one, but it's really, really good. And I just use that to kind of make everything more uniform. Prepping my lip, I literally just put a bit of Vaseline on it just so I can smudge everything better together. I feel like everyone knows how to do their eyelashes, so I'm not going to do too much explaining. But yeah, I use tweezers. I know a lot of people use their hands, and I feel miserably. Maybe it's because I wear nails, I don't know. I got a bit stuck in my eye, but I'll clean that up, and a little bit above the eyeliner, but I can clean that up. But yeah, I can't. If I don't have tweezers, I am not. Someone has to do my eyelashes. Somebody has to put them on for me. I don't know how you girls do it. Like, I even see girls with nails do it. So it's not, nails isn't the excuse then. I'm just rubbish then, isn't it? I don't know. But yeah. I'm applying a bit of blush. I'm not super like blush girl, so I just put a little bit. I put a little bit, probably more than I normally would, just because I'm doing this video for you guys, for people. I'm saying for you guys, like I have any subscribers or followers. Anyway, yeah. I had a tiny bit of highlight, but the main place I like to put it is tip of my nose, and yes, and the bridge of my nose. Just a tip. I don't like to do it all the way through. I just don't know why my whole nose line should be shining. It's just strange. And then just doubling up on that contour, making sure it's there. Lip liner. Do you know that lips is my favourite part of makeup? I feel like it just completes everything. So I'm using MAC Chestnut, everyone's favourite, a staple in the makeup collection. And I'm slightly overlining my lips. Not majorly, not like, not like white people want, but yeah. I can't remember the name of the colours I'm using, but I will make a note of them somewhere. Maybe. And yeah. Yes. Yes, she is done. Yes. Yes, she loves it. Does she love it? She doesn't love it. Okay, yes, she has to go back in. So yeah, just tidying up the eyebrows because, when you're messing around with your makeup so much, the eyebrows can kind of get out of shape. And also once you've completed your makeup, you can kind of see where the gaps are. But yes, we are back. And we are finished. And this is a look. And this is pretty, I know you're going to be like, this ain't a regular look. Or the people that don't wear makeup too often. I know it doesn't look regular, but this is my going to church, Sunday, maybe going out really, really quickly with someone and just throwing something on. What I love most about my makeup is, for me, I feel like it has quite a flawless finish. It doesn't look overly made up. Of course, I've got makeup on clearly, but do you know what I mean? So yeah, hope you like it. Yeah.
Oh, li, 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 that's good, oh, li, set down, oh, li, meilleur dira, meilleur dira, to ma belle, oh, li, répète-toi, oh, li, de voilà, oh, li, meilleur ton rap, oh, li,